Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again, and this time I'm going to be looking at this this picture. I was going to say this painting. This picture is going to be the idea to the painting. So I've got a few rocks, I've got a main rock, and I've got this wave splashing here. And I didn't even notice until I zoomed in, but there's a boat there. Maybe we can put a boat in as well. So I'll put that there a second if you wanted to take a screenshot of that picture if you want to use it as reference as well. I'm not going to do an exact copy of it or anything. I'm just going to use it as my muse. Well, I would do if I knew what muse meant. Right, let's get a brush. Oh, I know, let's use a piece of chalk first. What are we thinking? Let's not go straight in, let's plan this out. So, let's have another look. So it's kind of a simple shape. Like that. This way, the back end's that this way. Quick look. I don't know why I didn't just do this. Let's get rid of this. I'll hold it. So let's just go. Somewhat like that, the rock shape, and then we've got a few rocks here, some black rocks, and we've got our splash there. And then we've got a horizon which we can put along there. And there's a wave behind that as well. We can move the horizon up or down. I think that's alright where it is. And there's a boat. Something I want to do is I balance my hand on the easel as I go across to get that straight line. Anyway, we've got that for colours and stuff, and we can use it. There's a rock there. I do like all these little rocks actually. And we've got our wave here. It's sort of got a shadow there. And there's a wave there. Our horizon. Our rock's going to be a bit different shape. I think I want it to go bigger. I want it to be more like that. Make it really a bit more to it. And then we've got the shadow side of the rock where it's not picking up as much light, but I think we'll change that as well. I mean, I like the darkness of it. It's just it's a bit black. Being a photo, it would be, wouldn't it? So I might add a bit of colour in the shadow as well. So yeah, something like that, a simple beginning, and hopefully we can get something looking good. So I need a brush. This brush will do. So I tend to use filbert brushes, if you're wondering what brushes I'm using. This one's a flat one. It's been used a lot, as you can tell. It's been well used as this brush. So I'm going to we're going to save this brush actually for the rock. I want to use a brush for the sky. I can just scrub away happily. Get a wipe. So just give it a wipe, then I put some ultramarine blue in it, and then give it a wipe again. And that'll start staining the brush blue, which is what I want. So what I might do, ultramarine blue, cerulean blue together, and titanium white, which is washing down the the palette. So I need to wipe that quickly. So titanium white, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue. Make our nice blue sky. Something like that. Ours is a little bit slightly different, slightly more blue. So I just start chucking this on. That's the scientific explanation to doing this. And you just chuck it on. Just chuck the paint on. So you could put this on really smooth, or not. It's up to you. I put a bit more colour into my brush there. A bit more ultramarine blue. So I don't specifically want it to be a perfect sky the way it is on the photo. That's the thing, when you're a painter, you're making decisions of your own, and you can change things to the way you want. You're not specifically just copying. If you make some strokes like that and you think, oh, that's got a good sky look to it, then you can leave them in. So I'm going to leave them in. Or you can paint and remove all your brush strokes, and that's all right as well. It's it's all up to you, isn't it? You're painting, you can do that if you want. Okay. So I spent a lot of time in local museums looking at the way people put paint on. How people have put paint on like for years, like 1800s and things, and I would get right close to the painting. You may have done this, right close in the museum to the painting, and look at the paint on there. And I realised there was two things I wasn't doing as a painter. The first thing was I was worried about my brush strokes. I was really worried that there was too many showing. And then I went close to some master paintings. I mean, I'm not talking about low-level artists. I'm talking about the greatest painters, and there they were, bold as brass brushstrokes. And I didn't expect it, because from a distance everything looked blended and smooth. And it sort of opened my eyes a little bit to possibilities of what you can do and what freedom you have on your canvas. Because you have complete freedom on your canvas to what you want to do. Just adding a bit more ultramarine blue into the sky there. I'm tempted to put a bit of a cloud in, because I find like this sky a little bit boring. I might put in a little bit of a indication of a cloud there. Sort of one back there as well. I think that'll do, and that kind of points to the rock, which is what I want. This is our main part of the painting, I suppose. The rock is, isn't it? So, it's amazing how many times I end up dipping my fingers into the paint. Yikes. I should really do a sauce check, because I had a big blob of sauce on my mouth last time I did a video. Whoopsie. Never mind. So, now, get some ultramarine blue. Just a quick recap of the colours. Cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, yellow ochre, burnt umber, titanium white, and alizarin crimson. Yes. So I want some blue. I'll throw in a bit of sky blue as well. Might put a bit of yellow in it. It's not bad actually. It gets our colour quite nice for this water here. That little bit of yellow ochre and cerulean blue, not cerulean, ultramarine blue, that really worked out nice. Put it in there as well. I'm scrubbing this in, scrubbing it in. Get some more of the sky colour. Ultramarine blue. Put this sky in. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Get some of this darker colour a bit and change the colours a little bit in areas. So I don't want it to be completely one shade, and then I can throw in a bit of a lighter colour again, a bit lighter, and then I can do these little strokes and put in indications of waves and things back here. Okay, that works quite well. I think we can start. Well, while I've got this lighter blue on my brush, I might start bringing the sea forward. some changes in that because it's not completely dark on the picture. Yeah, that's not looking too bad. That's looking pretty good actually. And then some ultramarine blue, yellow ochre. This sort of light, probably need a bit more yellow ochre actually. Get the light in the sort of colour in here. And the water just there. Now I'll pick up some more of the ultramarine blue. Change it a bit there. Okay. Just I'll scrub that in. Okay, now things are building so quick, aren't they? Once you get started, you start going for it. I start going for it and I'm like, oh yeah, I could do this, I could do that. Before you know it, put a bit of crimson in my colour. Put this bit in as well. Bit of sky colour there. Oh, we've got rid of our nice shadow there. It's alright, we can paint it back in. No problems. Yeah, so we've got nice colours now. I'm going to put some sky colour in the water as well. Yeah. So we're going to have our splash sort of there. I think there's blue in there just so we can see it. Have our splash there. And then that'll... I've got water splashing up this area as well. And that sort of comes from that way. Yeah, so we've got a a dull picture. This is what I kind of paint to start with, something a bit dull before I put the highlights in, and I've got to admit, sometimes I can't wait to put the highlights in. So I have to hold back a bit. So we'll get some of this blue and brown. I'll throw a bit of red in it, I think. A bit more blue. More than white. What have we got here? That's not bad. It's sort of a dull purple, really. A dull lavender, if you want. And I'm going to do my dark with this colour. So this dark part of the rock, I'm going to paint with this. Might change that to that angle. Quite like that. Get a nice dark area. Okay. Got to straighten them up. Well, like that. Got the dark there as well. We can use this actually, this blue and brown and red. Use it for these rocks that are in the water, and that the same sort of dark colour. Don't necessarily have to do them the same as the ones on the reference. You can change them to the way you want. And I know I've mentioned that a few times, but it's important to think like that. Because sometimes a photo isn't going to make as good a painting, but maybe with a little bit of something different, you can make it a bit better than what it is. So, just don't know. I'm going to make a little bit of a wave, a little bit of white and back there. There's there. It's sort of rolling over. Got a tiny bit of yellow ochre in it. I want to get a bit of sunlight on it. Now back to our rocks. There's a rock there, rock there, rock there, and one there. Okay, and that wave would carry on there. I need another brush. So with another brush, I could have my light, my dark, and then something else. So there's a white. Maybe I want a bit more. There's blue in there. So a bit of white and sunlight colour. I can start putting in some light areas in here. I'm thinking of them noises again, noises. does that water's break there? See it breaking here as well. Waves. I can go a bit lighter in some of these areas as well. Also, throw a bit of crimson in my colour. Do that splash. Bring some foam pans across as well. Just sort of pulling those, stretching them almost. Giving them a bit of almost a stretch. Some of it's sort of broken like that. You can do all kinds of things in there. Yeah, there's a bit more movement going on now. A bit more. It's a bit of crimson and I'll show you actually. A bit of crimson and blue and white, making this sort of colour. Bring some of that in there. Brush strokes are amazing things. So if I want the water to go down there, I can start doing downward strokes. If I want it to go up, I can start doing like strokes like that. But it is amazing, isn't it? How a brush stroke can change things so much. Anyway. Just want a dull colour just to make changes in there. And I need to lighten that because I want a wave to be coming through here. Some of that white. And a wave. Bit of light. Some light going. Some little little strokes here and there. course, we can go even brighter than this, but we're not quite there yet. Some splodges of light here and there, just to make that look a bit different. Some need a bit of this in there as well. Try and give maybe the light. Something like that, got the water going all over. Some yellow ochre and burnt sienna. Put a bit of light on that rock. Could start adding some things to these rocks. Something like that. I think I'll keep them quite dark. I don't want to go too crazy with those. So now I'm thinking we can start working on the main rock. Otherwise we'll end up painting the whole thing before before it's ready to be done. And I don't know about this wave there. It's a bit weird. I might blue in there and just sort of flatten it out a bit. Yeah, that looks better. I feel like I can go darker in this shadow part. That's a bit better. Right. I'm always fixing stuff. It's the thing I always have to do, fix my own paintings. Gotta fix them, make them better. So I'm going to put some grassy effects on top. Get a bit of the burnt sienna, put that in with the colour. Okay, now I want a white burnt sienna and yellow ochre colour. I want a burnt sienna, maybe with burnt umber, some white. Maybe a bit of blue in it. That's just sort of a dirtier colour, duller. Yeah, that's more like it. That's probably close to that actually. It's not bad, it's not quite light enough. That probably is it. Yeah, that's close for some areas. But I'm going to have a bit of fun just messing around with these brush strokes now. try and build it up as it is, different strokes. I'm a bit of a brushstroke fan. So I can use big chunky brush strokes and then small ones. Also, I can something else I like doing is using direction in the stroke to change things. So you get like the same rock. An experiment as well. Experiment with your brush strokes. You can go quite dark there. And then light on top of the dark. Get something different out of it. Always sit back, have a look. I might do this actually. Sort of mix this in with it, because it's a bit too blue. See all these different angles. That's what I want to do. Sort of variety. There's more light at the top, so I'll try and keep that going. And it gets darker. As it comes down. Of course, it's a different, slightly different rock that we've painted, but it's still got the same similarities anyway. Throw in some different colour, some yellows and reds. Yeah, I quite like that. Quite like the way that's structured. What we can do get some darker bits just to break some areas up a little bit darker than that actually. Just some crimson and blue and brown. Get darker. Don't want to go too crazy with this, to be honest. So I want to keep that looseness at the same time. Just with the brush. So I want to a bit lighter. Yeah. Yeah, so now what I'm thinking is I need some really white colour because I want to put some splashes on the end bit of the splashy bit there. So I need some fresh white. I've got a tiny bit of yellow ochre in the white. I'm going to splash it up here. So what I don't want to do is completely fill it up because that will take away some of the depth of the splash. So something like that, and then I want it to be up here as well. Some sort of splashes. This needs splashing a bit better. Areas where it's capturing a bit more light than others. Sort of sit back, have a look at that. Splashing down there. Get a little bit of the light there. Sit back, have a look. Maybe I could get another rock back here. The waves splashing up against this bit as well. Go. Use a bit of the dark, and the white. Can make like a grey, so I can have that sort of splashing up there. And then I can have the light in front. Yeah, something like that. Just sit back, have a look at that. I think we're about there. There instead. So sit back, have a look. Yeah, quite like that. Just going to break this up a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit better. I could push this light here a bit. And why not? Using a door put in the back there. We're going to have our little boat. Mm-hmm. A bit dark on the front of it. I think that'll do. I don't want to go too crazy with the boat. It's quite a long way off, isn't it? There we go. And there is a couple of birds on the top of the rock. I could put an indication of one. There's one on the top there. It's quite small, and there's one there. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. Don't want to go too much detail. Maybe there's one flying. Can't really see it. Yeah, it's cool. I'll do. Two in the sky, two on the rock, splashes, everything we need for a nice, effective. Of course, you can go all out and put in all kinds of little things. Of course, this brush is a bit wibbly wobbly because it's been stuck in there, so it's a bit harder to use. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it gave you an idea of doing something different. I look at the painting and I'm seeing new ideas. I'm seeing light areas. Maybe there's light there. I'm seeing all kinds of things that I could add, all kinds of effects. These on these rocks. Just let some of this light hit it, sort of break up some of the colours. Yeah, I think I'll call this one finished. I've enjoyed painting this one, and hopefully I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.